go ahead and get started. My name is Brenda Weaver, and I am the president of the Housing and Lending Companies at Community Ventures Corporation. And on behalf of Kevin Smith, our CEO, our board of directors, some of whom are here today. I see Deborah Williams here in the crowd. We have a couple of our directors who live here in Louisville. I would like to thank all of you for being here today. I want to welcome you to the celebration of homeownership here on Cedar Street. This is truly a celebration, not just for what's going on here in the Russell neighborhood and on Cedar Street, but also this is National Homeownership Month. Every June across the country, we celebrate how wonderful it is for people to be able to experience all of the values of homeownership. We all know that being able to buy a home is one of the ways that families have the ability to accumulate wealth, to be able to build equity, to be able to have funds, to be able to do other things like send their children to school or be able to save money for retirement. We know that children who are in a stable home do better in school, and we are all just committed to the fact that we believe that owning a home is one of the ways that we can help our individual citizens be successful, our communities and our neighborhoods be successful. So it's an exciting time here today that we celebrate 3 new homeowners on Cedar Street. This event today would not be possible without an awful lot of partners, and I know there's a long list, and I hope that I don't leave out anyone, but I want to thank a lot of people who have made all of the work that we're doing here in West Louisville possible. We have many bank and mortgage company partners who help with our short-term financing and also our permanent financing for our homeowners. We have a lot of nonprofit partners here in the community, one of which is Rebound. Kevin Dunlap and I talk very often about the things that we'd like to see happen here on Cedar Street. The Federal Home Loan Bank provides down payment assistance for our home buyers. J.P. Morgan Chase, NeighborWorks America, a number of federal and state agencies that are involved in providing assistance and resources to us to be able to help our homeowners have affordable housing. And certainly not the least of these is our great partner, the City of Louisville. Without the help of the City of Louisville and their participation and partnership with us all along the way, we would not be here. So we are very grateful for this great partnership that we have with Metro Louisville. I'd also like to recognize a number of Community Ventures staff who are here today, specifically those who work directly with our home buyers. Myron Agnew is here. He is our construction manager who helps to make sure that the homes are built well and affordable. We have Kim Farmer here, who's our vice president of mortgage lending, who helps our borrowers navigate through the complicated maze of figuring out how the financing is going to work. And we have Lou Whalen here, who is the director of our Home Ownership Center, who helps provide homebuyer education to make sure that our homebuyers not only qualify, but they can be successful long-term and be sustainable. So from all of the Community Ventures family today, welcome home to our new homeowners. We're just thrilled to be able to be here to celebrate with you. And at the conclusion of all the remarks today, we have a couple of housewarming gifts we'd like to present. So stick around. We'd like to have some photos. And certainly, without further ado, it is truly my honor today to be able to introduce the mayor of Metro Louisville, the Honorable Greg Fischer.
All right, thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Brenda. Welcome, everybody. Doesn't get any better than this. I mean, this is like when you're making impact on people one person at a time, and when you do it with a home. Joanne Austin. Pretty incredible. I mean, this is when you see it all coming together, people just saying, how can we lift each other up here? So it's wonderful. We talk about the big momentum that we've got going on in the city with 72,000 jobs and $13 billion of construction. But if you don't make that individual impact, one person at a time, we're really not doing the job that we have as a city. And we have an intentional purpose to see people go from rent payers to homeowners. Think about how you build wealth, how you pass wealth generationally, and then, of course, how we stabilize neighborhoods as well. It is hard to live if you don't have a stable place to call home. So we're really excited when we have activities and events like today showing real progress to real people. And we've known each other for several years now. And so it's a delight to see her sitting up here on the front porch of her house. And when you think about where we're located right here, and then all the activity that's happening in West Louisville and Russell in particular. It's amazing. When we look back, let's just say 5 years ago, Councilwoman, we've been working on this stuff for years and years, and to see it come to fruition is something else. So about almost $1 billion of investment taking place in West Louisville. So you can walk through it, whether it's mixed income, mixed use at Beecher, that's about $300 million, about $200 million at 18th and Broadway. Waterfront Park Phase 4 is going to be about a $40 million project that goes on and on. Heritage, the track on Ali that will be taking place. So when you think about renaissance and renewal, I think probably the Russell neighborhood has more investment rev per capita than any other neighborhood in the city now, which is really quite incredible. And considering that where Russell once was, known as the Harlem of the South, we are now bringing it back. And it's a beautiful thing. And we're bringing it back together, one home at a time. So these investments are paying off in a lot of different ways. Our food culture is strong. When you think about Chef Space and the wonderful job at Chef Space, you know, the demand there exceeded all the expectations that we have. So it shows us the great type of entrepreneurship that we've got going on in the city. And then when you take really kind of the center of Russell, Cedar Street, Markham is right here in the middle of Russell. And that's why I'm excited to welcome Joanne and Markham to the neighborhood. Leah could not be with us here today, but you're seeing continued growth here on Cedar Street, and having more owners like you all builds and strengthens our community. You're good folks as well. We appreciate that, and we believe in home ownership. We've invested now, as the council passed the budget on Tuesday night, so we put $42 million in affordable housing in our community here in the last 3 years. So we've never seen that type of investment before, and you're going to continue to see a commitment from our administration, and I think probably I can speak on behalf of the council too, when you get there, in terms of the importance of affordable housing. So it's great to see that. Lots of good partners. I want to thank Community Ventures as well as Rebound. We've mentioned that with Kevin as well. The housing development arm of the Urban League, for everybody kind of coming together and saying, doesn't matter who gets the credit, let's just get more homes built in our community. So when all this is said and done here, we'll have 28 brand new personalized homes on the block. And we've come a long way now when you just look up and down the street here of how everything is coming together. And this kind of success then is going to draw other success to this neighborhood. And so the city's participation is helping with streetscape improvements. You know, people say infrastructure. What's infrastructure? Well, it's streetscape. It's sidewalks. It's roads. It's signs. It's drainage improvement. Street resurfacing, so that when you hit your neighborhood, you feel like something's going on here and it's a good place to live. So the city will continue to be front and center on all of these projects, and Russell and West Louisville, as all of the future projects come here over the next several years as well. So it's an exciting time for the city, a really exciting time for West Louisville as well. So before I turn it over to the great Councilwoman, Barbara Sexton Smith, I'd like to give some special shout outs to the homeowners who have already moved to Cedar Street, Walter and Marche Smith, and then the one and only Reverend Jeffrey Ellis over here, Reverend Ellis with his cardinal hat on here, whom we celebrated all these folks last year as the first and second homeowners, are pioneers to move on this block. I love what Walter and Marche have done. They've started a blog and an Instagram account called West of 9th Louisville, and they personalize West Louisville, the stories of West Louisville, the beauty of West Louisville, the humanity of West Louisville. They do that with their blog and Instagram, and I think that's really important to put a human face, one person at a time, throughout our city, and especially in West Louisville as well. Reverend Ellis, what you've done for the community over the year has been phenomenal, as both a preacher and then a great citizen. He's always asking how he can help. So he's on the board of the Louisville Metro Housing Authority and brings a great perspective and leadership to that board. So I want to say thank you to all you guys. Great job. All right, now I would like to invite Councilwoman Sexton Smith to say a few words here today. Councilwoman, great to have you. All right.
Thank you, Mayor. And Mayor Fischer, thank you so much for not taking my entire speech, and you left me with one more neighbor to be able to introduce to you all. If you're standing there or you're listening or watching and you're wondering, what is all the daggone excitement in West Louisville? Where is that block? I've driven through West Louisville and I've never seen a block that looks like that. Well, I'm going to tell you how to get there. And when you come here, not only will you meet Joe Austin, and her granddaughters, and Mr. French. You're also, and Mr. Ellis and so forth. You're going to meet Richard Dean. Richard, wave at us. Richard lives right down the street, and he is an entrepreneur. Yeah, give Richard a round of applause. So Richard Dean Realty is in the heart of the beautiful, historic Russell neighborhood. So together we really do create a great connected community. And as I think about relationships and over the decades and the generations, how we really are such a small community in a small world. Joe Austin and I were at the same event, although we didn't have a time to chat, but we feel a kinship with one another because she is also the cousin of our beloved sister, whom we all miss, Miss Alberta Jones. And if you're asking yourself, well, who is Alberta Jones? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to direct you to the divine intersection in the heart of the Central Business District. The divine intersection is at the intersection of 6th and Muhammad Ali. That's right. And you will see Joe's cousin, Alberta Jones' banner on that wall. That young woman lived a life and was the first to do so many things. We don't have time for me to name them for you, but her life was taken from her at a very young age. And that mystery is yet to be solved. And I have vowed to join those, especially the teacher, the professor at Bellarmine who wants to solve that. So Joe, I'm going to stay on that journey with you and your family. All right, so how do you get to the daggone development in the historic Russell neighborhood? Just come down Broadway. Come all the way down the big, wide, beautiful boulevard of Broadway. Turn right onto 18th Street. And when you're coming down 18th Street, I want you to stop there at Muhammad Ali and go into Sweet Peaches and grab some tea or a muffin or a sandwich. Miss Pam is there. She's been there almost 4 years, Mayor. And she's there because of the partnership she developed with the city of Louisville. And then come on down another little spit there about, a football field or two. And you're going to turn left onto Cedar Street. You got that? Broadway to 18th and 18th to Cedar. And holy smokes, look at this. Look at these houses. Look at these trees. Look at these sidewalks. And most importantly, look at these folks. That's right. We build this community not just one person at a time, not just one house at a time. We build this community one porch at a time. That's what we do. So if downtown is the living room, come on out in the neighborhoods one porch at a time and know your neighbor's name. That's all I'm asking everybody to do. Do you know your neighbor's name? Think about it. And if you're asking yourself finally, why in the heck is so much good things? Why are good things happening all over Louisville? Why is crime taking such a nosedive? Why is our homicide rate down? What is happening? Why is crime down more than 40% right here in West Louisville in the 1st Division? It's because of things like this. It's because of the leadership of Mayor Greg Fischer. It's because of the partnership with Community Ventures. And it's because of those amazing men and women that work at Louisville Metro Police Department every day for you. It's all of us coming together. So, Miss Austin, congratulations and welcome to the neighborhood. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. And if you've noticed these white rockers that are down front here, we're going to make it a little bit easier for people to do front porch sitting here on our home. So we're going to be presenting those in just a minute. At this time, I'd like to ask our speakers and some folks to come up front here, and we'll actually do a ribbon cutting down here.
You guys help us with the ribbon cutting?
Yeah, I think we're going to walk right down here.
Okay, we'll follow you. Okay.
All right, now put your scissors here. And we'll cut it on. 1, 2, 3.
Yes!
All right, good job, everybody.
This has been a Metro TV production, a public service of Louisville Metro government.